Hello everyone, it's me, Lola Javon, back with the weekly vlog, which is the video version of my written blog that you can find over at www.lolajavon.com. This week we're talking about this piece. This is oil on cradled wood panel. It's 12 by 12 by 0.75 inches. It will be ready to hang, or you could frame it. And what is it called? It's called Become Tidal. And here are the words that I chose to go with it. I no longer pray to become unbreakable. I pray to become tidal, to know exactly when to recede and when to rise, and to never mistake either for defeat. And that is by poet K.E., also known as Coachelli Poetry on Instagram. The words appeared after the art this week, crossing my path serendipitously during a random wander across the internet. Imagine knowing when to recede, when to rise. Some days I do know, others not so much. In the world, in conversations, in interactions, in art, receding often does feel like defeat, and yet it is not. Rising sometimes feels like defeat, especially when I've taken the bait from someone in a really challenging conversation and I overreact or defend myself when I don't need to. That feels like defeat, but it is not. That I can recede and can rise again is proof that I am tidal. I break like the waves to be reformed again. I rise like waves to crash again. The cycle is evidence of my tenacity and resilience. I receded from the art world for a few years, never disappearing. Receding is still being, after all, but just doing less. It was necessary to focus on developing the art and allowing time to slay a few personal dragons. And then the rise began. I said yes to a few things, including Ooh La La Monstrous, which came out this summer, and some art events, and even learning some new technology, which for artists is not always the easiest thing, but I tackled it. It is time now for a mini receding again, as this artist, writer, blogger, malarkey maker takes a little break and heads off for a hiking vacation for a few weeks, and the blog will return in late September. I'd love to know, though, where are you in your personal tide cycle? Are you receding? Are you rising? Is the wave cresting? Is it crashing? I want to know. Leave a comment. And while you're there, give a like to this video. But let's talk about the art. Beginning with a cradled wood panel covered with the new primer that I've been talking about. I'm obsessed with it. And here is a piece of Yupo that I've just covered with that primer. It's absolutely, whoa, incredible, and allows for such rich, saturated colors with many fewer layers. I roughed in the big shapes loosely with a brush and some thinned oil paint. This piece had a lot of ugly stages. I mean, a lot of ugly stages, to the point where I was getting ready to abandon it and paint over it. I had become too precious with the paint and brushwork, and it lost all sense of organicness. However, this is a lesson in sticking with it and letting go, because the last two layers, oh my goodness, it really made this piece sing. A little bit of very wet paint at the bottom here, if I can do it without any glare, allowed for this dripping drip lines for the added texture, and then a palette knife at the very end of creating this for some very sharp edges on the rocks. I would love to head out and explore this watery landscape, and maybe I am going somewhere just like that. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for a few minutes this week to talk about art, read a little poetry, and think about Monstrous. You can get it, www.waywardbooks.com. And for more malarkey, and so you never miss a bit of the art, go over to www.lolajavon.com. Subscribe. You'll never miss a thing. See you at the end of September. Bye.
The sun is shining bright like a colorful aurora. It paints the world in hues of orange